Hey guys, it's Charlie. It is Thursday, February 11th. I wanted to go over a few things tonight. First of all, the unemployment report came out today, first time unemployment claims, and it was touted as a victory on Bloomberg. 440,000 people for first time claims. I thought you might want to know the real number, so I'll attach the report with this video. 504,000 people filed for first time claims last week. And the thing is, it's the umpteenth week in a row where they've adjusted this thing downward, seasonally adjusted. They never seasonally adjusted the other way. And what we saw the result of that last year was they had to, at the end of the year, come back and say, we missed it by 1 million people. They kept seasonally adjusting it, and then they were short by 1 million of the people, by 1 million people who were unemployed. They never count. So, as this year rolls on, we keep building up more seasonal adjustments, and next year they'll have to do the same exact thing, but it really doesn't matter because I think by this time next year, it's going to be Katie bar the doors in this country because I don't know how much longer the people can be buffaloed in this country. I don't know how much longer we can keep creating, trading paper and pretending it's wealth. We're not creating anything. We're not digging anything up out of the ground, pounding it into an automobile or into a bicycle or into a refrigerator or whatever, a microwave oven, and then selling it to somebody else around the world who needs that good. We have criminals in the banking industry taking pieces of paper and inflating the value of these pieces of paper, and when they fail miserably, as our financial institutions have, they go screaming, crying to the government saying that they need a bailout. So they get their bailout, and then they miraculously are healthy and whole and selling paper goods to amongst themselves again to show record profits. In the meantime, they have no problem at all taking their customers, us, the American people, and jacking up their interest rates and deciding that we're going to go from a 2% minimum payment to a 5% minimum payment, and we're going to count this as prosperity because on a ledger somewhere we can say that this loan is performing better than anticipated. But all you need to do is drive around any commercial area in your town, USA, America, and I don't care where you live. If it's booming and thriving in a strip mall near you, send me a picture, a video, and I'll post it on here. I can almost guarantee, in every town I've been in the last year, you look at any economic development area, and it's crumbling. I mean, we have locally here, and I'm in an actually a part of the country that is not as experiencing as big of a downturn as other parts of the country. But still, I look at new strip malls, and I see 10 units with 2 or 3 rented. I see older strip malls that are completely abandoned. This is everywhere. Yet, we hear things, we're getting better because the too big to fails are better. And I know I say that over and over again. Wall Street does not equal Main Street. These idiots, these bobbleheads we have on television keep telling us the same thing. Earnings are up. They beat the street by a penny. Caterpillar's doing better than anticipated. But yet, if you look at the history since the recession began and the tens of thousands of people that these companies have laid off to get a better bottom line, you get a real picture of what's going on. Unemployment is rising. 9.7% be damned. It is not accurate. It is wrong. It's a ledger mistake. They take a group of people, put them in a different column. The facts are we're losing jobs every single month. That's been over 2 years now. And they can manipulate the numbers however they want. But as this exponentially grows, it's harder to hide. So anyway, we have 504,000 truly going for first-time claims last week. 440,000 reported. And let me just keep in mind, we've had a trend of 5 weeks in a row where that was trending up again. Last week, the claims miraculously fell. But I don't think I have to point out to anybody, like, the worst winter storms in memory on the East Coast in 100 years are hitting right now. Will that keep people inside so they're not going to file claims? I think so. You know, if Montana was having these kind of storms, even here in Montana where we expect snow, if we get 30 inches of snow, we're not going to work. We're staying home. So could that affect the number? Probably. Enough about that. You know, the other thing I want to talk about that has just got me just ridiculously upset. So much so that I've delayed making a video about it because I'm just fuming mad at what's going on with the Republican Party and the co-opting of the Tea Party movement. You know, here you have a movement that by all accounts, I've been involved, I'm sure a lot of you have too, I've been to Tea Party protests, I've been to tax day protests. These things are organic, all right? They're the grassroots, they're the people who are just fed up. They're people who have not drank the Kool-Aid, and they see deficit spending in perpetuity, $1 trillion a year for the next decade, at best case scenario, and we're saying enough's enough. And so we have this convention, Tea Party convention, so-called, and was the keynote speaker Rick Santelli? Because in my opinion, that's who should have, you know, he coined the phrase, we should have tea parties all across this country. So I pulled up their website, you know, on the Tea Party, and I'm looking at their speakers. It's a who's who of Fox News, with Sarah Palin as the keynote speaker. Now, I have nothing against Sarah Palin. I have nothing against her record. And if I was a neocon, I would want her speaking at my convention. But she's not a Tea Party member. She's not a libertarian. I didn't hear one utterance of what's going on with the Federal Reserve and going on with the bank bailouts. They've turned it into a let's fight a war, let's beat the drums of patriotism, and we'll slam the liberals for what's going on. So this, not only is it an attempt by the Republicans to co-opt the Tea Party movement, if you take a more conspiratorial view of it, you could see as it a way to deflate the Tea Party movement, because now it is tarnished with neocon fingerprints all over it. And looking at the list of keynote speakers, I'll put this list with the video too. You know, I didn't see Rick Santelli, like I said, Ron Paul. You know, where's he at? He's could be considered one of the fathers, at least of the agenda of the Tea Party. Andrew Napolitano. I mean, there's a ton of people that are mainstream that could have spoke at this, but we have Sarah Palin. You know, I mean, Sarah Palin is going to marginalize it just by her presence being there for 30% of this country, who thinks she's an absolute idiot. So what comes out of the Tea Party? A joke. Notes on a hand. That's what we end up with. That's the talk from the Tea Party over the weekend that comes out this week. So is it the anger of the American people who showed up by the thousands at town hall meetings? No. Is it the million people who showed up in Washington? Are we talking about those things? No. We're talking about notes on Sarah Palin's hand. What a farce. Anyway, I'll attach these stories with the video, but for now, that's all I got.